Welcome to the MLOps lab. In this session, we'll dive into more complex SQL queries to analyze our data, and we'll also be using different aggregate functions, grouping, sorting to uncover valuable insights. We'll then explore how to visualize this data directly in the BigQuery interface, creating meaningful charts that helps bring our analysis to life. And finally, we'll cover how to export and share our results, ensuring that these insights will generate something effective and we can communicate our findings to the required individuals. So the dataset that we're using here is the iris dataset. So initially, let's create a bucket through which we'll be depositing our data directly into BigQuery. So let's name our bucket. So iris dataset. Let's keep the rest of the settings as default. Confirm. Now we can see that our bucket is created. Now let's upload the data into it. Yeah, now we have successfully transferred the data set into the bucket. Now let's load this data directly into the BigQuery. We can manually deposit data directly into the BigQuery as well, but this is a little more simpler, I feel. So add Google Cloud Storage. So let's select the file. Now let's give a name to this data set. Iris table as iris. And let's keep the schema to auto detect to keep it a little simpler. Create the table. Now the table is created and we can see the iris dataset. And now let's just go into it and query. So this is the default query that we get when we create any table. So you can just run this and see all of the data gets presented. Now let's write something a little complex. So this is one of the data set, one of the queries that I've written. So this query calculates the average sepal length, sepal width, petal length and petal width for each species and orders the results in a descending order. It's straightforward but still provides valuable insights into the difference between different species. So let's copy this. Let's make sure that the table name matches exactly. Yeah, now we can see that for each and every species we have the average sepal length, sepal width, petal length and petal width. So it is as simple as writing any basic query in any other platform. Now we can use this query, use this outcome to create visualizations. To make the visualizations more interesting, let's make use of all the data rather than only the average data. So let's select star. Yeah. Now, in order to create these visualizations, we'll use a specific tool called Looker Studio. So Looker Studio is a free web-based data visualization and reporting tool. It's very similar to Tableau and Power BI, but it's online inside GCP. This helps us to connect, visualize, and create interactive dashboards from various data sources. It can also help turn raw data into meaningful insights through customizable charts, graphs, and reports. So let's go ahead and do it. Explore data, explore with Looker Studio. It does take some time to open up. So it does initially gives us some default charts based on the data that we have given. So it is pretty simple and easy to use. So you can see that default it has given us a couple of charts. So this contains the ID of the species and this contains the sepal width with their individual IDs. So it's pretty straightforward, to be honest. There's not a lot of complications in doing this. Yeah, now let's create like a basic visualization. So in order to mention important KPIs, we can just use the chart option. So this gives the total number of columns present in the data set. Then next, let's create a basic species with, and let's create an average sepal length. So let's go here and just change this to average. Yeah, and let's try to make some charts out of this. Yeah, so as you can see, it's as simple as that. It's just drag and drop, just like any Tableau and Power BI visualizations. And the important thing to focus about is to make it as simple as possible. And now after creating the visualizations, in order to export them, let's go to file, download as a PDF, and download. Yeah, now as you can see, we have taken our visualizations. Oh, okay. Let me just save this. Yeah, I forgot to save these diagrams as well, but you can see that the visualizations are created. So it's as simple as that. So in this session, we basically learned to write complex SQL queries using aggregate functions, grouping, etc. And then we learned how to create visualizations from the results of these SQL queries, and how to create different charts, KPIs, use different dimensions, metrics, etc. And finally, how to extract this visualization in order to come up with a good dashboard or a good report. So thank you.